Alice saw at a glance that the milk tea her best friend Jessica gave her had a problem, but she didn't expose her in front of the whole company. Instead, after receiving the milk tea, she immediately passed it on to Mary, who weighed over 200 jin. Sure enough, after Mary finished the milk tea within a few days, she lost 100 jin, as if she had become a completely different person, and all of this was because of that cup of milk tea. It turned out Alice was actually someone who had been reborn. In her previous life, she was the daughter of the richest man but ended up eating leftovers with dogs. Alice confronted Jessica, asking why everything that belonged to her had become Jessica's. Only then did Jessica tell Alice that she had received the blessing of a god. Alice begged Jessica to let her go, but Jessica told her that she had already exchanged away Alice's lifespan. Alice died in despair. When she opened her eyes again, she found she had returned to 1 year earlier, and Jessica was giving her milk tea. Alice remembered her previous life, that after drinking this cup of milk tea, she became fatter and fatter. In this life, she tried to refuse Jessica by saying she was dieting, but Jessica pretended to be pitiful and said this was a custom-made milk tea she spent $2,000 on. It turned out that Jessica had to pay an equal price before she could make an exchange. Hearing this, all the coworkers felt that if Alice didn't accept it, she was bullying Jessica. To avoid Jessica discovering the truth, Alice had no choice but to accept it and take a small sip. After Jessica left, she immediately spit it out. Then she used an excuse that the milk tea would cause her allergies and passed it on to Mary. Mary sighed, saying it would be great if she couldn't gain weight, but Alice told her that it might come true very soon. Before long, Jessica came again to invite Alice to eat fried chicken. Alice reminded her that this would make her gain weight, but Jessica believed it was impossible for her to gain weight, and she ate all the fried chicken by herself. A few days later, the boss asked Alice and Jessica to go try on the new work uniforms together and stated that whoever fit better could be in charge of the new project. The co-workers chimed in, saying that Jessica never gained weight no matter how she ate, so she must be the prettier one. Unexpectedly, Jessica couldn't even button up the uniform, so she asked the god to help her make an exchange right then. But when she came out, all the co-workers were stunned. Jessica had not only become fat, her face was also covered in acne. Anger made Jessica question why Alice hadn't gained weight, but Alice pretended not to know and asked why she should gain weight. Only then did Jessica remember that she couldn't reveal the existence of the god. At this moment, Mary shouted that it was amazing. She told Jessica that she had suddenly become beautiful. Only then did Jessica understand that Alice had given the milk tea to Mary, but Alice asked her, couldn't someone else drink that milk tea? Jessica couldn't explain anything, and this was only the beginning of Alice's revenge. Unexpectedly, a month later, Jessica returned to her previous figure. All the co-workers congratulated her on successfully losing weight. Little did they know, in order to get liposuction, Jessica had already gone into debt for $5 million. At this moment, the boss came over and told them that Benjamin would come to coordinate the project with them and that Alice would be the team leader. Only Jessica knew that Benjamin was Alice's fiancé. Jealousy made her decide to exchange away Alice's love, but Alice already knew that Jessica would give her a golden frog to exchange for her work proposal, causing her to lose her career. In this life, Alice still accepted the golden frog and placed it on her desk every day. On the day of the meeting, Jessica schemed and said that Alice worked overtime every day and must have made a perfect proposal. But the co-workers mocked her and said Alice worked overtime because she was inefficient. Jessica couldn't wait to see Alice's proposal get taken away. At this moment, the boss came in with Benjamin in the previous life. No matter how Alice begged, Benjamin still fell in love with Jessica and abandoned Alice. But in this life, Jessica still believed that she could get everything through the god. Unexpectedly, Alice told the boss that her proposal had a problem. Jessica took the opportunity to say that she could present first. Just when she thought that the boss was amazed by her, she saw that there was only a cartoon on the PPT. Alice deliberately said that Jessica was really creative. Jessica hurriedly slandered her, saying it was all because Alice had switched her proposal. But Alice suggested checking the surveillance to prove her innocence. Jessica was instantly left speechless. Seeing this, Benjamin questioned the boss, asking if their employees were all such liars. The boss quickly ordered Jessica to apologize. Jessica understood that Alice had deliberately not prepared a proposal, so after apologizing, she suggested that Alice should fix the situation. Unexpectedly, Alice was not panicked at all and said her proposal was on Benjamin's computer. The co-workers all accused Alice of trying to seduce Benjamin, but Benjamin directly stated that Alice was his girlfriend. It turned out that a few days earlier, Alice had already told Benjamin the truth, and Benjamin chose to believe Alice. Only then did Alice successfully present the proposal. Benjamin explained that Alice was afraid of losing it, so she saved a backup on his computer. Jessica shouted that it was impossible. She suspected that Alice already knew about the existence of the god. The next day, the boss told everyone that the richest person would announce her heir at the banquet. Upon hearing this, Jessica decided to seize the opportunity and completely take everything from Alice. But the god reminded her that it would take $500,000 to exchange Alice's life. Jessica had no choice but to apply for a loan. Then she bought a Hermes bag and gave it to Alice as compensation for the proposal incident. Unexpectedly, Alice accepted the bag directly. Seeing this, all the co-workers thought that Jessica was the rich heiress. Jessica was extremely pleased with herself, telling them to wait for the banquet. Unexpectedly, Alice directly gave the bag to a beggar.